Crookies? Stop everything, I have to make this. Let's make some cookie croissants in about 20 minutes. Hi everyone, it's Tasha and welcome to another recipe video. And today we're going to make something you've probably seen all over the internet and in all bakeries right now, Crookies. This viral foodie hybrid involves cookies and croissants. Apologies for the pronunciation of the latter. And at the moment it is hot stuff on the food scene. And for once, I'm not waiting an entire year to try a trend. I was not actually planning to make this today. I had another post lined up actually, which will now get posted next week. But the reason why I'm making this today is because I was going to a bakery over the weekend to eat it, and I just didn't have time. And I want my crookies, darn it, so I'm going to make them. But because I have a million other things to do this week, I am going to cheat, as usual. And I'm going to make it with only 2 ingredients, pre-packaged croissants and pre-packaged cookie dough. And we're going to stick these together, bake them, and have ourselves a really good time. Now, looking at the size of this cookie dough package, I think I'm only going to use it with 2 croissants in here, because we want it both in the middle and on top. So with all that said, let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. First, let's preheat the oven to 180 degrees C. Let's slice up a couple of croissants. I'm going to slice them like a sandwich, so down the middle like this, but I'm also going to leave a hinge on the end, so I'm not going to slice all the way through. Feel free to cut all the way through, by the way. I just like to leave that little bit of a hinge at the end because it helps me make a neater sandwich when I'm stuffing it full of cookie dough. It's mainly because I'm a bit clumsy. You don't have to, you can cut it all the way through. Let's set this aside here. And I have a 350 gram tube of cookie dough, and I've actually left this to come to room temperature for about an hour outside the fridge because straight from the fridge it was very hard. Now it's a bit squishy. Let's open this. In fact, to make life a little bit easier for myself, I can put these croissants on a tray. I'm going to cut this tube, the cookie tube, nearly got my words mixed up there, into quarters. Open up my croissants. I'm going to take a quarter and I'm going to squish it so that it kind of matches the shape. Oops, you can also tear it off into chunks, I guess. There you go, it doesn't have to be neat. I'm going to close these up like a sandwich. And we're going to take the rest and put it on top. That looks absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculously good and ridiculously ATT. And that is it. Wow, these look really ATT. Now I'm going to bake these for 15 minutes. Oh my, these look monstrous. Right, these are super hot. We're going to let them cool down for 10 minutes and then we're going to get stuck in. These are quite possibly one of the most extra things I've ever made, at least for breakfast. Wow, they smell amazing though. Let's cut into one. Wow, what a crunch. I am very excited. Let's go for a little twirl so you can see her at every beautiful angle. I've seen a few different versions of this cookie. Some people do what I did and put it both in the middle and top. Some people only put it on top, some people only put it in the middle. But I think this is the kind of thing where you go big or go home. Top of the cookie is quite crisp, but you can see as I sliced it, still a little bit chewy in the centre, which is exactly how we want it. And the croissant, oh, what a sound. Very crisp. Well, I'm going to take a bite while it's still warm. Cheers. I'm almost speechless. That is so good. And you know what? It can be really versatile. You can get all kinds of cookie dough. You can get double chocolate. You can get the plain one as I have. And all kinds of croissants as well. So if you're vegan, get yourself some vegan croissants and some vegan cookie dough. put it together and bam. If you're gluten-free, likewise, get some gluten-free croissants and gluten-free cookie dough. I just love how simple this is, but so much fun. I will admit a whole one is a little bit much for me for breakfast, so I'm just gonna have half. But very worth those, 20 minutes that we spent in the kitchen? It's a yes from me. This would also be a fabulous dessert served hot with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, I think. Maybe a little drizzle of chocolate too. But to be honest, I think the simplicity of this recipe is the main draw. Originally, I was going to make my own cookie batter from scratch. I have several different recipes. Of course, I have a matcha recipe with browned butter, my matcha browned butter cookie recipes, which I'll pop the link up above there now. And one I think I did a bit earlier, which one was it? It was brown butter something. Brown butter, chocolate chip and ginger cookies, those are the ones. Both I've made and scoffed several times now. So you could follow those two recipes. I'd say halve those recipes to make these croissants, because both recipes just make full batches of cookies and that's a little bit too much for 2 croissants. Or go ahead and make the whole batch and then just use 2 or 4 croissants even to top and fill your croissants with this cookie dough recipe. And then with the leftovers, make cookies. I got up a little bit early to make these because it is a work day for me, it's a weekday. I have my normal human Monday to Friday job. I don't usually film on these days, to be honest, because I have enough to think about, but to be honest, I knew it was going to be so fast. And so it was. I still got a whole hour before I need to start. Obviously I'll need to actually edit this video tonight afterwards so that I can actually publish it for you guys on Wednesday. But yeah, if you're not filming and you're not editing, 20 minutes you're golden. By the way, I have used all butter croissants and all butter cookie dough. I just love that richness. But like I said, you can use whatever kinds you like of both. If you like your cookies a bit firmer, then I'd leave them in the oven for another 2 to 5 minutes, no longer than an extra 5 minutes though, because you don't want your croissants to burn. Unless you buy or make cookie dough that's specifically safe to eat raw, best be on the safe side, make sure it's cooked through. And of course, it doesn't have to be set until tooth-breakingly hard to be cooked through, it just needs to be super hot. Hot enough to kill any nasties inside. Usually there aren't any nasties, but again, you don't want to take that chance. If you want these to look a little bit neater, I'd actually slice discs for the top section of the croissant and then you could lay them out and they look all nice and pretty. But again, the main draw of these is simplicity. So there you go, cookie croissants, aka... cookie croissants, aka crookies. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the full written recipe on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.tastes, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you all next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. Love dessert for breakfast.